So, yes, it's International Women's Day, and the theme for this year's celebration is Choose to Challenge. It indicates that a challenged world is an alert world, and from challenge comes change. From challenge comes change. So we are celebrating this morning. We have some movers and shakers in Grenada, and we chose some special ones to celebrate with this morning. And first up on set with us is Shelley Waldron. Shelley is a makeup artist and a small business entrepreneur. And with her is renowned Grenadian performing and recording artist Laura Lisa Richardson. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Brenda.
And happy International Women's Day.
Yes, same to you. I wish I could say it to the rest, but I'm
Trust me. Yeah.
We touch on our family.
well, that's good to know.
So I'm going to start off like this. Laura Lisa, I love being a woman because...
Why? You have a lot of reasons why, you know.
Just hit them.
I love being a woman because I can do what a male and a female can do. A man can bring forth a child, so we have that on them, and we can still do what they can do as well.
I won't challenge that just yet. But
so, we have several things upon you. So I love that about being a woman.
Right.
And we can do anything we want to do and more.
Yeah. If you had a chance to come back into the world, would you want to come back into the world as a woman, and why?
Because I'm sad. I'll really rather come as a woman because I'm satisfied with my life as is. I have 2 children and I can't see myself without them. So if I come back as anything else, whether it be a dog, a cat, or a man, I won't have those children. So
right. Yeah. Interesting. Shelley?
Yes.
You love being a woman because?
I mean, I don't know how to feel differently, okay? I love being a woman because I feel passionate about motherhood, which I never had any such passion before. And to be able to nurture a human being, to pass on what, my mother nurtured in me into another human being, I don't think I could have done it the way I do it if I were of a different gender. That's what I would say.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, guys, can have you go.
Oh, very good. I hear these ladies talk about the motherhood aspect, which is such a wonderful thing and a gift to have. But I also believe it's one of those things that, our circle is never complete unless we have the proper woman and the proper man. And your gift of motherhood comes from us as well, and we have to be together to ensure that, as you just said, how to nurture and pass on these traits that we would have inherited or learned is so important, and the combination is key. And the excellence in our women also comes from, to some degree, having a good partner by your side. It's never divorced from each other, I think. Yes, we have strong women, as 2 of you guys are, independent women and women who are now taking the mantle. And men is challenged, actually, because of where women have come to be and what they're expressing and how they're expressing themselves. And that is something for us as men to also take note of, because the challenge that we're now getting from our ladies is not a reflection of anything bad or so. It's just that I think our men have now taken an unfortunate step back. And not because women are pushing and they're more independent. When you look at the statistics in schools and universities, the female dominate. And we wonder what it is. And I was reading a study done by a neuroscientist, and she said that part of the problem is that our ladies have now been able to use both aspects of their brains, the female side, the softer side, the emotional side, as well as the objective side. And they have matured into that faster than the men. We are more on the objective side, and we haven't gotten in touch with using the emotional side of ourselves more. So it's something, so you are more balanced than us, so to speak, from a neuroscience point of view, and that is important. And that is part of the problem, I think, or the issues. I don't know if it's a big problem, but it's an issue that we have to work on in terms of getting closer to our ladies and understanding the values they bring. And we could talk more about them in the boardroom and young businesses, which I think is a big thing. Because, you guys have a talent, I say in the boardroom, your attention to detail, we men certainly don't have it. And when you come to the boardroom or you come to that level in business at a certain level, you bring that attention to detail that we don't have, and it's something that we need. And that is something that, we as men sometimes forget that you have that. Sometimes the detail is a bother because, you're living with your wife and she telling you, but you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right, you kind of get, shit, excuse the language. But, you have to look at the advantages of what that brings, and it's certainly something we need more.
They're looking at me. Look, I mean, this issue for me, first of all, I want to congratulate you women for what you've done, what you've accomplished, the positions taken by women internationally and certainly locally. I'm a development practitioner and I work in rural communities most of my life, and I still do. And what I see there, first of all, is that women are head of households as much as 45% of all the households, about it's headed by women, single, and these are single women with children, okay? So look at that responsibility. We look at, I listened to the news on Friday afternoon. Who remembers this? One of the headlines in the news was that bus conductor and driver charged for sexual molestation. And I could talk about this because this is rampant. In fact, the studies show that 1 in 3 women in Grenada, a third, will experience some intimate partner violence. So we have a problem, Grenada, or the world or the region, certainly for us. So as women, how do you react to this? What do you think could be done to change the attitude of male in the society towards women, the respect that you deserve? How do you think we can achieve this?
Well, I tend to believe that a lot of the change has to start at home. All right, the home is the first environment that gets that a child is able to absorb from, and it has to do with the values that are passed on by parents, whether it's biological parents or guardians. It is we have to get, even when the male influence is absent in the home, there is even more pressure on the mother, the single parent, to ensure that even if they have a son, that the son is able to understand that you have to respect. You have to respect your sister, your cousin, every female. Respect yourself, respect the female that you come in contact with. I don't know if there's any other way that it could be done, but it has to be parental influence. I know there are times when it can deviate from that. There are some kids that come out of what we would call balanced homes, good influences, but yet still you hear at some point down the road that the person is involved in some kind of, whether it's gang rape or some type of abuse against women. Those are exceptions. But primarily, I believe it has to do with the influence that is passed on from the home.
What is happening? Should we have public shaming, for example? Expose the people that would mandatory jail sentences? Are the penalties adequate? Are they because it's happening as we speak?
I don't even see. Already we are getting to the point where we are now more aware. People are speaking out, so we are more aware of instances, so we can see, this guy down the road, he's on the newspaper at the front.
Okay.
But for some reason, it doesn't seem to be a deterrent because we see it more and more. So I really am not sure,
COVID has not helped.
Because
in every country and every statistic you look at, you see how the abuse has multiplied significantly because of us being home so much and being in contact. But I like this word about respect, because I always say to young men that have this tendency, if you can't respect yourself, you can't respect anybody else. And it has to start with you, having respect for yourself, and then once you respect yourself for what you bring and what you bring to the fore, how could you abuse somebody else because there's a difference in opinion or a difference in whatever you perceive this to be? and then use your whatever abilities to abuse. Because the abuse is not only physical, it's mental.
Yeah, it's mental, psychological,
It's
that's
emotional. But I mean, some of us, we're human, so we're not perfect, so we will get there sometimes and say things that we don't really mean, or sometimes we mean it. But the issue is respect, I think. And a lot of us, the single mother thing, the teenage pregnancy thing, all of these things, we have mothers becoming so young, partying together with their children and all of that. And that respect issue the line seems to be blurring more and more, so that you get in these issues where you're seeing that both the male and the female, there's a lot of disrespect on the female to the male as well, and vice versa. So the males react violently at times, but females are very good at emotional abuse. And other abuse.
Become hot.
You know, it's and sometimes men feel very inadequate after they hear that when they get a good tongue lashing from a female who is
skilled. And the statistics bring this out. This study that was done.
But I wanted to bring in Laura Lisa for a minute, because being an artist, artists are pegged for releasing, work material that spirals a certain kind of behavior. And I see you pull yourself up. It's like, because, and it's easy for an artist to say, listen, I'm not responsible for raising your child, but you are an influencer. Artists are influencers of the society, and the broader society raises the child. But we'll still like to believe that.
Well, it's true. It's true, whether we like it or not.
What are your thoughts on the content of material, the constant joka gyoli, jama gyoli, hola dong, walker, that sort of thing? What are your thoughts on all of those?
Well, whether or not we like it as artists, we are influencers. It doesn't matter what you choose to sing, you influence. And I wish some of the artists could realize that. It's like they don't really, all they want to do is sing what's in the go. No, I ain't crying on nobody. I mean, I just jump and whine and thing when Juve time, see me behind the truck. But when you think about it, is that all you would put out? That's all the material you put out? Because, I mean, we have our culture, so we have what we want to hear around a certain time of the year.
Right.
But for the remaining months until Carnival, what is your message?
Right.
If you have to go to a school to sing, what you're singing for the children?
Right.
And I've had this conversation with some soca artists. I said, think about it. You can write something a little more positive, especially when you have to go and visit a school. What are you going to say to them children? And them children know the song word for word, and that is what they have to go and sing. Some of the songs, they can't even edit it. When they edit it, it's like there's no words in the song. When they go the clean version. So we as artists have to really pay attention to what we put out there, because, I mean, the young ones growing up, that is what they will grow up on. Like when we were younger, there's some music you remember when you were younger?
Yes.
And it stay with you?
Yeah.
And you could say, wow, boy, I remember when I was small, that song, they don't make any song on them again,
Yeah.
So could you imagine the young ones now being only exposed to that when they get to 35, 40, 50, that is what they know,
Yeah.
Juke and wine and jam.
And if you're not joking and whining and jamming, you're not in it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So we have to be considerate. We have to be mindful of that. No, for the years to come.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
It's the same way.
Yeah. In your business, are there any disparities or any differences you'd say in how women are treated versus your male artists?
Most definitely. Most definitely. I may not go too deep with it, but what I do, before I used to cry and complain and thing, and I realized, you know what, as a woman, you just have to get up and do it. It's probably 10 times harder having to, when you have to juggle the children, have to go and sing in the night, somebody to watch the children, and then when you reach on your gig, everybody, what she have on? I don't know, there's the thing with women here. And the fellas, they come in a cut up foot pants, they cut out, remember the year that was raining? When they cut in the pants by the knee here, and a vest, and they roll through, and we jump.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hard. When we have a show, the amount of money we have to put out to look nice. Well, look Shelley here, Shelley, no, Shelley doesn't do my makeup for free, look Shelley.
Good job, Shelley.
Shelley does do my makeup for free because she knows. You have to do your nails, your hair. And when you get there, they stand up so and they watch you. And as soon as the man come out and he make 2 jump, you see the stadium gone up, they spraying big on and fire. You understand? You know, it's like, you know, like, yo, and I'm singing my heart out.
Yeah.
And they just stand and they watch. Another thing, payments. Let me say for a show. They get what they ask for.
Right.
They get what they ask for. And look how much money I have to spend to come out.
Right.
Now I'm making nothing. That's why Madam Shelley here does help me out because she knows.
Yeah.
That's good. Women have to support.
So we have to stick together. So I'm not in the pity party no more. I realize you have to try to beat the system or you could beat the system.
Yeah.
You know? And then people could start respecting you.
Absolutely.
Because begging, asking, ain't getting us nowhere.
Yeah.
And I try to tell a lot of the female artists that too.
Yeah.
It don't make sense putting things on Facebook again. Who ain't playing no song? And who ain't doing this? And who ain't doing that? Nah, you have to find a way.
Just do your thing.
In Papa God
Do your
world to
thing.
make it
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said Laura Lisa.
Yeah.
Shelley, that's great to hear that you support that way. And how did that come to you? You makeup and you sleep and you wake up and you say, that's what I do it?
Let me see if I can give you the condensed version.
Yeah.
Up to my 30s, early 30s, I had no interest in makeup. I didn't wear makeup. Because of where I was working, makeup was one of the products that they sold. And because there were free samples, every now and again I took something, you know, that was given to me, and I just was dabbling in it and realized I was just in awe, you know.
Yeah.
And even at that point, I didn't think of it as a career. I thought of it as something just to play with colors, you know. And I think I only took it seriously when somebody asked me how much I would charge to do their makeup. And then after that, one of the things I would say is support from women is one of the, I would say that was one of the driving forces behind taking my interest and love for makeup to the next level.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't say no different because I have a daughter that is very much into that business, into makeup business, and so from a very young age, and knowing about all kind of thing about makeup. But I think that is an excellent, and women, you know, I always say makeup for a woman must accentuate what she have, not make her look different.
Well, the thing is, I had that conversation with a client yesterday, and he said that the woman was there with her husband, and he said, you know, they both said that she didn't want to look, she wanted to look like herself.
Right.
So I had to tell him, listen, when I see you, when a makeup artist sees a client, they see features, and we see it in a way that maybe someone else may not have observed. So when we start playing up these features, there's bound to be some changes.
Like how an artist is a canvas.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so I always say, if you want to come in and look the same way you did when you leave in, then you didn't have to come. You know what I mean? But it's all about enhancing, and it has to be flattering.
But I see it in this dimension too. I think with women, and I see with my sisters that, you know, growing up, that women prepared to present themselves much more than the male, in my view. So it's part of that presentation. Part of this get up, dress up, show up. You know, I think it's more.
Metrosexual meal.
It's.
Of course.
So you're laughing at that, but one set up. I mean, my wife is calling me about my eyebrows. When you going to deal with the eyebrows?
Seriously, when are you going to deal with your eyebrows? Let's
But no, I mean, there are a lot of metrosexual males now that into this. They go and they get themselves properly made up and, you know.
Listen, that metrosexual thing is just sexist. There are men who take care of themselves, period.
Every day.
Right? One of the best things, you ever see Ali Gill? Ali, I'm putting your arm down. Ever see Ali Gill foot? Got it like a baby feet. Ali always getting pedicures.
Never see my feet.
I saw it the other day. I'm nice. You know, and somebody with you figure, hey,
Yeah.
man, salon at chair and get a pedicure. No, take care of yourself, brothers.
Absolutely.
Get your manicures done. Skin is skin. Body is body. We just in the female and male. Yeah, take care of yourself.
Yeah, but it
Not
comes from-
metrosexual.
Yes,
Taking care of
The
yourself.
socialization, you know, how women historically stayed at home, the men went out in the field to work, you know,
Yeah.
so we get callus and old toe and so on, but the ladies
And
are-
gritty heel coming and grate up the sheet and
Yeah.
grate up
Yeah,
people's
yeah.
foot.
There's a
Sort
lesson.
it out. Fix it.
That's excellent.
There's a lesson here that I think we male can gather from women. You know,
Of course, of course.
I take it seriously.
I know that.
They could do better. They could do better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've just gone through, before we let you leave, because we have some other great ones to come on. We've all gone through this period, and as the theme says, you know, for there to be change, there must be challenge. So for both of you, how has this period, almost a year we going through this period, how has this, you know, how has the challenges changed you?
Well, for me, being in the entertainment business, that was, I think people downplayed how badly we suffered, artists and live bands and stuff. There was no mention of us, especially when they spoke about giving people who worked in the hotels or little monkeys. We ain't getting nothing, even if every week I singing in that particular place. You know, it was just shut down. There was no money coming in, and I don't know, it was tough. But it forced me to become creative. That period. So I would say COVID was a good period for me in that light. Yeah, I got time to pull back and think and reconstruct and really sort of what it is I want to do. And is what I'm doing now making sense? Because look now, COVID, and I know it's one thing, what? So it's like I had all my eggs in one basket, sort of. So it forced me to become creative, open up my mind, look for a different way to do it. I made more connections. Sabrina Francis, she's here. We became close. That opened more doors. So it was good for me. Apart from the
You found
trying.
opportunity.
Yeah, I did.
You know, interesting.
Well done, well done.
That is
Well done.
Yeah,
Maurice.
absolutely. Yeah.
Shelley, you?
In terms of challenge, I think I'm a very grounded person, right? And I live a very basic lifestyle. To me, I don't need a lot.
your face don't say that.
Yeah.
You're lovely made up.
Thank you. Yeah. And I still think it's basic.
Yeah.
And so I think when the lockdown came, the reality is I was somewhat happy for some time to spend with my mom and my daughter. Because I am a person that is going constantly, right? When you're running your own business, it is like that, right? So initially, I was very happy about the slow down time. Getting up in the morning, I have a veranda which I don't go in. I was going to the veranda, and it was a time for me as well, not career-wise, but as a mother, to remind my daughter about, you know, the simple things in life. You know, just to see how much we can do with little, because there was no revenue at that point in time, and I just had to remind her, look, we are living, we are surviving. I mean, there's so much going on in the world, and here we are. We can let this meal go for 3 days. You know, so it was that time, you know, for me. And to be honest, I let the business side of it just sit on the back burner for a while, because you don't expend too much energy on stuff that you have no control over. The things I had control over was how I spend the time with my mom and my daughter. So to me, I came out of that feeling even closer. And my daughter is 20 years old, and I still feel like, you know, we're so close, you know? And so, you know, the changes, I would say, is a positive change. Just to keep on pressing on, you understand? Meeting people like Laura and trying to have my own influence, you know, and, you know, support her in a way I can, you know. And the thing is, yes, I do her makeup for free, but when she gets a chance to get paid, she says to me, come, what's your fee? You know, so I could put this in here so that she will get paid. You know what I mean? So, you know, so I want to continue supporting other women, as best as I can, and I believe that, we are such a force that when we are together, we could accomplish a lot. You know? Yeah.
Thank you so much to both of you.
Thank
Thanks
you
for waking up early.
Yeah.
Both of you.
You're welcome. You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. I
Yeah.
so appreciate you both for waking up early and coming in. And again, yes, may the force of the female carry you through.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And the might of the male who lift us up.
And
every
support,
day.
yes.
Taking some of the force here.
Thank you so much, ladies.